situations in which ongoing actions take place differ in a way some moods manifest within the present indicative, expressing another time reference in a form of this grammatical tense, الفعل المضارع. And such phenomenon happens in Arabic when given particles precede the verbs in question. The emotions willing to be expressed by the subject to the object for the time being is reinforced by the use of particles, which adjust the meaning of the sentence to convey the wished message effectively. If the present tense is to be used, for example, in constructing sentences for issuing orders, commanding or exhorting, you will have to employ appropriate particles meant for such a purpose. The jussive, a mood which can reflect the denial of the subject's past actions. It is used with reference to the past, in denial. When the negative particle lam is implied to the verb in the present tense, such as أنا أهاجر إلى أمريكا. أنا أهاجر إلى أمريكا. I am immigrating to America. هاجر, form 3, to immigrate. Let's deny this statement with لم. That expresses negation, functioning as not. أنا لم أهاجر إلى أمريكا. أنا لم أهاجر إلى أمريكا. I didn't immigrate to America. لم أهاجر, didn't immigrate. You can see that the final sound of the verb being omitted. And this is exactly what happens with this mood. The final radical loses its inflection. It turns to a zero, sukun. The fatha, the kasra, the dhamma refuse to stay when lam joins. It could be that these short vowels can't handle negativity very well, so they simply abandon the verb. And the same thing applies to the 5 verbs. Remember, 5 verbs that end with the suffixes an, in, un. An, alif, nun, in, ya, nun, un, waw, nun. So the final nun is deleted, as is the case with the subjunctive, as we've learned earlier. So time to practice on the board. Now it's time to introduce the particle lam to the family of the conjugated verb هاجر. أنا أهاجر إلى أمريكا. As we said, I'm immigrating to America. So if we want to deny this statement, we would use one of the particles of negation in Arabic, which is lam. Lam أهاجر. What do we have? How do we have to adjust the present indicative? أهاجر. So we will eradicate the last vowel U and put the zero sign. The sukun. Sukun looks like a zero, meaning that there is no short vowel. Alright? So لم أهاجر إلى أمريكا. I did not immigrate to America. What about the first person plural? You help me. So نحن. نحن. You have your particle لم. لم. لم نهاجر. What do? We remove the dhamma, and instead of dhamma we'll have just a sukun. Nothing. لم نهاجر. We did not immigrate. We didn't immigrate. What about أنت? أنت لم. لم. And you learn with me how to write the particle لم. لم تهاجر. تهاجر. So whenever you see a dhamma within the present indicative, it has to turn to a sukun when it is in the jussive. See how easy. لم تهاجر, addressing second person, singular, masculine. What about feminine? أنت. أنت لم. لم. And we said that تهاجرين is one of the 5 verbs. The 5 verbs. So when we have such a suffix, what do? Since we don't have a dhamma to eradicate, we get rid of the noon. The noon has to be gone, and we have to fix the form of the ya. Put it in its final form. لم تهاجري. You didn't immigrate to America. What about second person dual? Another of the 5 verbs. So we have the noon that has to be gone. And we keep just the dual alif to show the people that we are addressing. Second person dual. أنتما لم تهاجرا. لم. لم تهاجرا. What about second person plural masculine? أنتم. أنتم. What do we have? A waw noon. So what happens in the jussive? Just we erase the noon and we add our alif, the distinguishing alif that accompanies the plurality waw, as you know. So لم. لم تهاجروا. You didn't immigrate. What about third person plural masculine? هم. هم. Another member of the 5 verbs. لم يهاجروا. We get rid of the noon and we add our distinguishing alif. الألف الفارقة. What about second person, third person dual? Let's start with the feminine. تهاجراني. تهاجراني. What do? We get rid of the noon. The noon is discarded. So, لم تهاجر. And third person masculine dual لم يهاجر with the prefix ياء and the feminine with the prefix تا. What about هو? Third person masculine singular هو يهاجر. We have a dhamma. So what do we do? Since it's rejected with this mood, it turns to a sukun. There is nothing. يهاجر. And for here, third person, feminine, singular. Here, she. Another dhamma. Here, لم تهاجر. And now, what is left? The second person, feminine plural. أنتن تهاجرن. If you check the last radical, it already has a sukun. It is already in that mood. So, we keep it as is. As we said, this one and the third person plural feminine, both of these are indeclinable anyway. So they are already in the jussive mood, apparently. And this noon is the marker of the second person feminine plural and third person feminine plural. لم تهاجرن. لم يهاجرن. Easy, right? The jussive is used after the imperative لام. لام الأمر. To express a command. An authoritative suggestion showing that the order is expected to be obeyed. This grammatical construction equals the expression have to, must. For example, here we have يهاجر. I could say لي يهاجر, and of course in the jussive mood, ليهاجر إلى أمريكا. What does it mean? He has to immigrate to America. It's necessary that he immigrates to America for whatever reason. The jussive, a mood which can also appeal to the object's code of conduct. It is used after law of prohibition. Law of prohibition. La الناهية. La الناهية. Serving as do not. Do not. This is another particle that puts a verb in the jussive. You urge someone not to do something. It's solely used to command the second person to refrain from doing a specific action. You address the you, singular, dual, plural, whatever. Contrary to la النافية. La النافية, la of negation, which only negates the present indicative without any mood alteration. So it keeps its dhamma or its noon. There is no request with this particle. For instance, أنا أغادر. In the present indicative, it's not preceded by any particle. أنا أغادر. I am leaving. أنا أغادر المكان. I am leaving the place. أنا لا أغادر. أنا لا أغادر. See, still with the la, with the presence of la, we're keeping the dhamma, the present indicative. أنا لا أغادر. I am not leaving. Here the la is la of negation, not prohibition, negation. You are not leaving. أنت لا تغادر. You are not leaving. أنت لا تغادر. Dressing second person. Singular, masculine. We still have the dhamma, even though the la is there. You are not leaving. غادر. Form 3. Another verb. غادر. To leave the place. لا تغادر. لا تغادر. Here, I am ordering you, commanding you not to leave. لا تغادر. And see the sukun at the end of تغادر. So there is no short vowel dhamma. لا تغادر. غادر here is in the jussive mood. This la is the la of prohibition. I ban you, I prohibit you from leaving. لا تغادر. If I say لا تغادر, it means you are not leaving. And with the verb هاجر, لا تهاجر. Don't immigrate. لا تهاجر with the sukun. If I say لا تهاجروا, you are not immigrating. Alright? So, لا تهاجر, لا تغادر. There is a command within the jussive mood when la is present and the last vowel is cut off. When you see that, zero sign. And that's dramatic. It should be noted that classical and standard Arabic verbs conjugate for 3 distinct moods. In the imperative, indicative, subjunctive, and jussive. Indicative with the with the ending, with the dhamma ending, subjunctive fatha ending, and jussive zero ending. And some of you keep asking me about the resources of the material provided in my videos. But actually, I don't rely on anything specific. I do a thorough research about the topics that I teach to make sure that my information is accurate. And then rephrase it in my own words, in a simplified way, thinking so. And that's it for today. إلى اللقاء.